Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I really appreciate it. So today we're going to talk about the Galaxy 24 Ultra. Well, not really the Ultra, just talking about the Galaxy 24 and who this phone is for. To be honest, if anybody that has a Galaxy 23, you're honestly fine. Even if you have the 22, you're completely okay. But if you had like the 20 and the 21, then yeah, it's definitely worth the jump. But I guess they're also marketing titanium. I don't know, man. It seems like they always these big corporations just copy from each other. Apple copies from Samsung, Samsung copy from Apple, vice versa. They copy from each other, which is weird because before Apple was actually utilizing Samsung for their processors. And then Apple tried to sue Samsung for stealing some of their ideas or whatnot, which is kind of weird, right? Can you imagine you helping somebody out with their chipset and then they want to sue you? But anyway, let's go check out this leak for the 24. But before we do that, um, another thing that I wanted to talk about, like nothing is secret anymore. Nothing. Any new product that gets talked about, well, there's like just a little bit of a buzz. Somehow, somebody always leaks it out, whether it's your third-party companies, because making these kind of tech involves a bunch of different people, a bunch of different third-party companies, and sometimes those third-party companies that you're working with leaks those images for your said product. So then, the hype is kind of like deflated a little bit when you're about to announce your product. So people aren't as excited, or not as many people tune in for the presentation to watch what you have to show because, we've already seen it. Technically, on the S24, we've seen it. So do I really need to tune in? The only thing I would tune in for is to see how much the phone is going to cost, because right now the S23 Ultra is about $1,100, $1,199 to be precise, and so is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's $1,199. So I don't know if they're going to jump to 12, which I highly doubt it. I think they're still going to stay competitive and maybe market it at about $1,199. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. They're going to do whatever they want to do to maximize their profit. Dang, notebook.com literally has like they have everything. To be honest, it doesn't seem to be anything changed on the camera side. Maybe in my opinion, the only thing that's changed is probably going to be the software, because the previous 23 had the same thing: a 10 megapixel, 12, and a 50 megapixel, and I think the front was 8 megapixel, but I could be wrong. It might be the same thing. And the same thing with the 23 Ultra. Same. The only different now is just the design of the phone, and also they have the new features with AI and all that good stuff that's going to be announced when that phone drops. And of course, they have, like, I guess they're marketing. The colors are going to be like titanium, onyx titanium, or yellow, or whatever the heck that color is called, titanium. But to be honest with you, like I said, if you ended up purchasing a 23 Ultra, it's still a good phone. It's a great phone. Nothing too special. There's not a huge leap when you're going from a 23 to 24, so it makes no sense. Just like going from an iPhone 14 to an iPhone 15, it's not much of a leap. But if you're going from an iPhone 11 to like a 15, then that's a huge jump. Same thing here. If you're going from a 20 to like a 24, or like S9, something old school like that, to a 24, then that's a huge fucking leap. And what I also always loved about Samsung's, comparing to other Android phones, I mean, don't get me wrong, right now I'm using a shitty ass fucking Pixel 3 because my Galaxy Z Fold 3 is broken and I can't find it anywhere. I need to send it in for repair. But anyway, I love me Samsung phones, even though they have their flaws just like any other manufacturer. But I do like the simplicity of the Google Pixel. There's not a lot of bloatware on this phone. It's pretty just it's just base Android, and and everything works pretty much. But I'm so used to using a Samsung. I'm always just buying Samsungs, and when I'm buying, anybody that's interested in Samsungs, the best way for you to get your phone is you buy it directly from Samsung. And that's how I usually buy mine. I buy mine directly from Samsung. And I always see what kind of deals they have on their website, and I try to capitalize on that one. Now you see, like this kind of design is very similar to an iPhone. You know what I mean? Maybe you can call me a little crazy here, but this design looks very similar to the iPhone 15 with the titaniums, iPhone 15 Pro Maxes, etc. And then just kind of like regular iPhone. The design language, it's kind of like copying what Apple has, in my opinion. You know, go ahead and flame me on the comments. I'm ready. No, don't do it. I'm sensitive. I might cry if you guys do it. I'm just kidding. I don't care. I'm joking. Obviously, the 23. Oh, I'm sorry, the 24 Ultra. It comes with a stylus because they got rid of the regular Galaxy series and just replaced it with the Ultra. And of course, it's gonna probably have like battery life is gonna be optimized, and how the phone runs and operates is gonna be optimized, and everything else. And also another thing that I read up on is that Samsung is actually gonna be including 8 years of software update, something similar to what Google announced with their press conference for the Pixel 8 Pro, where they're gonna keep making software for it. As you can see here, this is it right here, the real deal, the real thing. That thing looks pretty sharp. It looks pretty sharp. But yeah, man, it looks nice. But like I said, to be honest with you, if you're going from 23 or anything recently 22, you're fine, man. You're fine. Just keep that phone and just wait for like the 26th or the 28th, whatever it is that they have down the road. So it's a huge leap comparing to the phone that you have now. Nothing is ever secret anymore, especially with the internet and just these big partnership that these companies partner with, and somebody's always going to leak something. So there's no more surprises. So it does take away some of that excitement for the press conference. You know what I mean? And when you're ready to purchase these phones, for me, I always try to purchase my phones directly, whether it's the Fold. Right now, like I said, I have a crappy Pixel 3 because my Fold is broken. I need to send it in for repair, maybe get another Fold. I might be interested in the next Fold, maybe like the 6th one, whenever that ever gets announced. So hopefully they'll have like a built-in slot for the for the pen. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's the one I want. So anytime, like I said, when I'm purchasing my phone, I come here directly because I don't want to deal with the carrier and being locked to a contract or whatever. I mean, not saying that's a bad thing, but sometimes the manufacturer just gives you just a little bit better promotions, especially when there are new phones about to come out. They'll give you like extra promotions for like older phones. Like, for example, I think I traded in like a S9 to get me like a 20 or whatever. Like, they just have like bomb ass trading values. So like, I'll just come here when the new S24 comes out. You definitely want to see what they're taking for trading. Like, if they're taking like some of these older phones and giving you a shit ton of money for it, I would definitely find one for cheap and then just trade that in to get the promotion for the S23 Ultra or whatever one that you want. Like, even some of these phones right here, like the Note 20, those are going to be pretty good trade-in values. And of course, the higher you go, the more it's worth. So right now, my Z Fold 3 sits at $290, but that's the old promotion, to be honest with you. Once the new promotion comes in with a 24, the Z Fold is going to be at least $1,000 in trade-in value. That's my speculations, because it was $1,000 a long time ago when the 23 Ultra came out. So if my guess is correct, because they're going to give that extra trade-in value, because obviously they want to sell as many of these phones as they can. When it comes to when it comes to buying directly from Samsung comparing to Apple, I feel like Apple doesn't give you that much more trade-in value when it comes to getting the latest iPhones comparing to what Samsung does. But then again, the Apple phones hold their value way, 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 way better than any Galaxy. I'm sorry. That's where the line gets drawn in the sand. I'm not a huge iPhone person, it's whatever to me. I don't really care for them like that. But when it comes to their value, fuck, man, those iPhones hold their value like crazy. Even like if you trade in a freaking iPhone XS or something like that, you could still get a Galaxy for like $1,000 off with one of those carriers. It's crazy that how good the Apple's iPhones hold their value. That's one thing that Samsung does not. Maybe that's why they offer these crazy promotions when it comes to selling out their new product. But anyway, that's just a little bit of a tidbit for you guys. If you're looking to pre-order the new S24s, make sure you submit that little go to their unpack. I think it's like right here. Go to the unpack and then just put all your information here, submit, and then they'll give you $50 and then an additional $970 in savings. So maybe like they'll boost up your trading credit so you can get the S24 Ultra for like $1,000 off or something like that. Go to that little list that I showed you and you can get these promotions instead of going to the carrier. So you might be looking at like, I don't know, maybe paying like $300 out of pocket, $400 out of pocket, comparing to being locked in for like 3 years or 24 months, depending on your carrier. Don't get me wrong, the carriers usually give you like good trade-in value too. But in my opinion, sometimes I just rather go directly and just pay that off and the phone is mine and I can do whatever I want. I can go to whoever carrier that I want. So it's not really like, doesn't matter. But anyways, enough of me rambling on and on and on. As always, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I appreciate y'all. Have a good one.